Hey guys, Walt's here with a video overview of the Golden Shovel poem assignment. So this is your first big kind of like original poetry assignment for the term. And here's how it's going to work. Now, you should have written your acrostic poem already. That's a different assignment. It's under the Introduction to Poetry assignment, I believe. Where an acrostic poem is where you take a word, you write it straight down, and then each letter of that word starts a new line of a poem. And the words that you use should have something to do with the main idea, the big idea of the word, the original word. Yeah. So a golden shovel poem is similar to that. And we read an example of a golden shovel poem on Common Lit. The poem Truth by Nikki Grimes is a golden shovel poem based upon the poem Storm Ending by Gene Toomer. And each of those poems have a very similar theme, even though they were written decades apart, almost 100 years apart. Gene Toomer's poem is about how times are difficult. You're in the midst of a thunderstorm, and then the sun comes out, things get better, the rain drips like honey, very positive imagery there. And then Nikki Grimes extends on that. That's kind of the role of a golden shovel poem. A golden shovel poem takes a theme of a different poem and extends or expands upon it. So Nikki Grimes extended upon it and kind of gave us this vibe that the view of times are tough, things you can be down but you're not out. She uses alliteration, blossoms of blessing, garish or gorgeously, claim that cloud. So she uses the tools of language in poetry to reinforce this idea that even if times are tough, it's our job to claim that cloud, to see where it heads, to always move forward and strive to progress. So I think both of those poems um, have a motivational tone, but they're not necessarily warm and fuzzy. It's not like you can do it. It's more of like, yeah, like sometimes things are going to be bad, but if it's about attitude and working and claiming that cloud, finding the silver lining, that kind of stuff. So with that in mind, I have chosen the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley as the literary anchor for this assignment. If somebody asks, why are you doing this kind of stuff? Listening to all these songs and things, that's not English. You can say, yeah, but we base this on the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley, a very famous poem, classic poem. And so the goal here is we're going to read that, and then we're going to listen to some songs that I have chosen that I think go along thematically and tonally with William Ernest Henley's poem. And then you guys are going to pick a song of your own that you find inspirational, motivational, and use that one as well. And you can use, earlier in the week, I asked a question on Google Classroom, what's a song that hypes you up? Excuse me. You can use that one as your inspirational poem for your golden shovel poem. So let's walk through this a little bit. Now I've got on this assignment, I've attached a link to a Padlet, and if you click on this link, it'll open this up. And here is where I've got columns here. So Invictus is the original poem and that we're using. Then I've got the song Snake Eyes by Sean James, What Doesn't Kill You by The Heavy. That actually should say What Don't Kill You. Believer by Imagine Dragons, Broken, Beaten, Scarred by Metallica. And so what you're seeing here is some responses from first block, and you guys will add to this no matter what block you're in, about what a striking line. So the goal, and this is right here, if you click on What Don't Kill You for the Google Docs, it'll pull this up, and you'll see I've got the songs that I've included, that I've found here. If you click on each one of these headings, it'll take you to it. Now, this is the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley, and this is the one that you'll read. And I want you to find a striking line from it. Remember, a striking line is any line from the poem that you feel connects with you in some way, or it could be a line that you think sounds cool. Like I chose the line. Let's go back to my answer here. So I said I like the line beyond this place of wrath and tears. I said it sounds pretty metal to me, and also reminds me that there's more to this place than sadness. I'd say the tone is dark but uplifting. You can explain in here why you like the line that you like, but you don't have to. That line struck me, beyond this place of wrath and tears. I like the beyond. That's uplifting. That tells me that there's something after this place of wrath and tears. But like wrath and tears sounds pretty metal. That could be a cool band name, or like maybe an album name for your first metal album. Anyways, go through here, listen to the songs, look at the lyrics. I've got them. Snake Eyes by Sean James, What Don't Kill You by The Heavy, Broken, Beaten, Scarred by Metallica, Believer by Imagine Dragons. Go through here, find a striking line from each of those, and then find the song of your own. Now, here's what it'll look like. I've got this example here attached. I used a song that I like from when I was in high school, college, but this isn't a very serious song. But the striking line I chose is "I'm hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes." I think that's just an amusing example of simile there, and it's from the song "One Week." I can't say the band name. You Google it. Anyway, so here's what it would look like. Let's move me over here. There we go. So I'm hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes straight down here, and I've got to fill in the other side of it. If you go back and let's see, look here, the golden shovel poem instructions. This is also a handy handout. Let's see, there we go. So remember, I'm building out to the left here. Read this instruction thing. It gives you more. It's just kind of like a written down version of what I'm going over. I got to fill into the left here so that this makes sense. So here's the next line. That's what I'm filled in. So if I read it straight down, it says, "I'm hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes," but I filled it into the left. I said, "I bet you think I'm lame and that you have all the hot ideas, but you are like sushi without wasabi, cold dead fish. When are you going to learn that you can't tell me I can't bust out of any cage? You're just like Nashville without Leanne, no rhymes." That's a reference to Leanne Rhymes. I don't know if she's still relevant in the country music world. Anyways, so notice I added some punctuation here. I've got a period right there, so that's key. Notice that the end of a line doesn't have to be the end of a sentence. I've added a colon here, but you are like sushi without wasabi, colon, cold dead fish. So what comes after that colon is kind of like saying, like, let me explain. That's the role of the colon there. When are you going to learn? And notice how here the period it stops this thought, and then I move on to the next one, which starts right here and then goes on here again. And this sentence, when are you going to learn that you can't tell me I can't bust out of any cage, doesn't stop till right there. So you're just like Nashville without Leanne, colon, no rhymes. So here's some things to keep in mind. The end of each line does not have to be the end of a sentence. So think of lines of poems as ideas, but not necessarily sentences. You can use commas, periods, other types of punctuation, just like you would when you're writing sentences. So use commas and semicolons to connect multiple clauses. Use colons to connect two related clauses or start a list. You can use a period to let the reader know, okay, like this idea has stopped. Now I'm moving on to the next one. And keep in mind that this is not a grammar test. You don't have to follow strict grammatical rules. The point of this is expression. The point of this is to build on the striking line and to add your own spin or flair to it and use your own voice. So you can use sentence fragments. It's not a big deal if you have sentence fragments. You can start a sentence or a thought with a conjunction. In English class, we tell you don't start a sentence with and or but or because, a subjunctive adverb. You can break the rules. It's okay as long as when I read your golden shovel poem, if I can kind of get your vibe, get the idea that you're going for, you're okay. All right. If this video helped you, great. If it didn't, ask questions, and I can respond to them immediately on Google Classroom. Again, what you turn in here, turn in what you want to turn in as your like submission, what you think you're done with. And when you feel like you've got it to a place where you're ready for me to review it and give you feedback, attach it to this assignment on Google Classroom. I would prefer if you use a Google Doc to do it. But you can also write it on paper and take a picture of it and send it in if that's the easiest way for you to do it. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns. Hope you're having a good one, and I'll talk to you again soon.